How to make a narcissist accept that they no longer have you. Since narcissists always exhibit identifying characteristics, the questions underlying today's video all revolve around this central theme. When their schemes backfire, how do narcissists usually react? After being captured, what steps do they take? What happens when a narcissist's grip weakens? Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video or learned something new from it. This movie is not meant to diagnose or treat mental health issues. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, please get professional help in addition to watching this video. In its early stages, narcissism manifests itself in a lack of empathy, an intolerance for criticism, and a feeling of superiority and entitlement. This means they are less inclined to empathize with others and more prone to be cruel and dishonest. Let's be honest, we've all been guilty of such behavior from time to time. However, pathological narcissism is distinguished by the widespread and enduring nature of its manifestations. In most cases, they remain unchanged. Knowing how vengeful narcissists can be, it's understandable to worry about the fallout of betraying their confidences. We can never know for sure what they'll do, no matter how hard we attempt to foresee it. You may have some idea of the narcissist's reaction when they discover they no longer have control over you if you are or have been in a relationship with one. To fully understand this, you must first realize that narcissists measure their worth by how much attention they get. That's a recipe for a lack of confidence and a narrow worldview. When others fail to provide the attention and recognition they crave voluntarily or according to their idealized standards, they resort to bullying, shaming, and other forms of manipulation. Narcissists are already a weird bunch, but when they're trying to cope with feelings of envy and shame, they often resort to extremely despicable behavior. Disregarding others' ideals, rejecting them outright, punishing them, cheating on them, looking down on them, etc. are all examples of activities that can alienate people. This clarifies why narcissists respond in one of the few standard ways when they feel they have lost control over another person. To begin, a narcissist may really profess regret and remorse for their behavior. It is also possible that they feel no regret and care little about the damage they have wrought. The vast majority of persons who cause harm to others also suffer from feelings of shame and remorse. They feel bad about how their actions have affected those around them. They have a low opinion of themselves since they are so honest with others. The usual "it's not me, I'm just anxious" defense is another option. My condition prevents me from changing my current circumstances. Although I'm largely to blame for my current situation due to my addiction, it is not without justification. Please accept my conditional apologies. I'm sorry, but you did say something to me 10 years ago that was fairly upsetting. A real apology may make you feel better for a minute, a day, or a week, but it's more likely to go away after that. When faced with change, narcissists frequently revert to tried and true methods. Those with outstanding understanding frequently discover novel solutions to long-standing issues. It's also possible they're just trying to avoid a conflict with you and aren't truly sorry. What about the narcissist's response when they only answer your questions with a single phrase or completely cut off communication? Depending on how you communicate, you may get a text or email that says something like, "I don't know what I did to hurt you, but I will always love you." What follows is a string of non sequiturs that amount to an oblique threat. Also, "I will let others know what kind of person you are. But know that the way I feel about you is permanent." I won't advise you not to give them another chance if you receive a message, hear an apology, or see them pleading with tears. But I will urge you to evaluate your own past experiences. It is not known how many apologies have been made before. They probably weren't a big bunch, but how small a bunch were we talking about? The wrongdoing must be over now that we've apologized, right? If it hasn't changed in the past, there's no reason to think it will start now. Narcissists often choose to ignore reality when confronted with it. Toxic people will never admit it to you or anyone else because they cannot admit it to themselves if they have ever been wrong, made a mistake, or have flaws. Instead, often baseless allegations are made. Make something new out of what you've said or done. Just make up excuses for your prior behavior and statements, willfully misinterpret you and your intentions. The emphasis is on the term deliberately. Spending a long time with the same type of person allows them to perfect their talents as a manipulator and gaslighter. If it seems like other people buy into their story, you could start to doubt your own sanity. People with covert narcissism are masters at disguising their actual cruel personalities under a mask of vulnerability and guilt. Third, they may try to make contact with your social circle after the split, typically saying something along the lines of "I'm really concerned about them. I'm quite concerned about his health. I haven't heard from him in what feels like an incredibly long time. It's concerning that they might show interest in your memberships, whether they're with clubs, groups, or nobody at all." When the narcissist joins the group, they instantaneously bond with every member. They might even pay you a visit or extend an invitation to dinner in the hopes that a cordial exchange will win you over to their side. Potential advantages of this strategy are numerous. The goal is to have these trusted associates, or flying monkeys, carry out the narcissist's bidding. In order to function, they require constant monitoring and timely feedback on their daily activities. The secondary goal is to scare you into submission. This is the narcissist's effort to shape how others view the victim. Narcissism is a form of toxic egotism that first eats away at the person or item from the inside before unleashing its destructive fury on the outside world. As a fourth tactic, the manipulator appeals to the target's sense of guilt in an effort to gain compliance. After any kind of breakup, platonic or romantic, a narcissist will go to great lengths to make the other person feel horrible for breaking up with them. I'm not quite convinced of their resolve. They show their emotions, tears, begging, anger, appeal, until the victim caves up and admits they were wronged. They wet the bed and then blame the blanket for it. Finally, they act aggressive and vengeful toward others. If you can see through the narcissist's facade, they may accuse you of being overly proud. That you won't tolerate their bullshit is frustrating. Remember that narcissists often have an inflated feeling of their own importance, and they may use this to rationalize their damaging acts towards you. When provoked, some people, such as narcissists, act in destructive or violent ways. If they really care about bringing you down, they might start false rumors about you. Perhaps they are purposefully withholding aid. Basically, they won't stop at anything to obtain the upper hand on their enemies. They treat their victims as if they need to be taught a lesson. 6. They will develop a trauma bond via deceit, manipulation, or threats. If they are unable to find any other means of control. The harmful actions of a narcissist are unique to that person. The victim may learn to accept this. Narcissistic abuse can make the victim appear to others as if they need the abuser for their very survival psychologically and emotionally. Because they rely on you for everything, they may try to pressure you into giving them money. As a result of the vicious cycle of abuse and reliance, a victim may feel helpless in the face of their situation. The victim may have lost faith in everyone, including themselves, due to a health issue or a trust issue. Using traumatize, narcissists prevent their victims from breaking their relationship to them. If the victim is already in such a situation, they will do all in their power to make it even more difficult for them to break free and become independent. Narcissists often display the aforementioned traits and actions when they believe they are losing control over another person. Obviously, this is a condensed version of events. Please share your thoughts on these intriguing topics in the comments. Subscribing to my channel would mean the absolute world to me if you found this video entertaining or informative. Your attention is greatly appreciated.